We begin with an unusual story about a Californian sea lion which was found snoozing on top of a highway patrol car. A male sea lion was spotted wandering in a farmer's field about 105 kilometers inland and about 1.8 kilometers from a canal, the nearest body of water. Police and wildlife officials were skeptical when reports about the 143-kilogram sea lion started rolling in. That is until enough 911 calls poured in to make authorities curious enough to check out the story. A dubious Californian highway patrol officer who made a traffic stop on the same street was the first on the scene after he was alerted by passing motorists. The creature was dubbed Chippy based on the nickname for highway patrol officers after he climbed on a California highway patrol squad car. He sunned himself and he gazed at the growing crowd of gawkers while waiting for volunteers from the Marine Mammal Center to round him up. Chippy is believed to be about 5 years old and was quite content to loll about in the sun and soak up the media attention from TV cameras. There were crews from as far away as Australia on hand to capture the images of the sea lion. Biologists and volunteers from the centre herded the barking sea lion into a pen and took him to the facility just north of San Francisco for a checkup. Chippy seems to have taken the whole adventure in his stride.
German dog breeder Carsten Kaibach takes a walk each day with his dogs. An ordinary enough event, except he thinks his dogs were once extinct and are now one of the rarest breeds in the world. Carsten is one of 4 breeders in Germany who have produced what they call German bear dogs. He believes that there are no more than 2,500 of these dogs worldwide. They appear to be related to the Utschak sheepdogs, another rare breed. The Utschak sheepdog is a fearless and intrepid animal that doesn't think twice about confronting animals twice his size. Carsten believes, however, that his dogs are really a species in themselves that was extinct for about 2,000 years. The German bear dogs were believed to be hunting dogs used by hunters in what is now northern Germany. The old Germans had big bear-like dogs that they took hunting. Carsten says that he is a fan of the old German ways and has read a lot about them. Many years ago they had an unexpected litter of dogs with big blue eyes like a teddy bear, and that is why they called them bear dogs. Carsten believes that the German bear dogs reappeared in the 1980s when one of his St. Bernards had puppies with a sheepdog. The puppies seemed to be a completely new breed. Carsten thinks that the mother and father held long passive genes of the German bear dog that finally came out. The dogs are bigger than their relatives, the Karelian bear dogs. They generally grow up to a size of 80 centimeters and weigh about 190 kilos. The Karelian bear dog was an intrepid bear hunter, also used on boar, moose and wolf. The dog was by no means a family pet. It is harmless to attack a full-grown animal. The breed could truly be a man-stopping guard dog. The Finnish dog is descended from the Russian sheepdog. They tend to be very affectionate and devoted to their owner. They are efficient and versatile hunters. They possess endurance at work, strong constitution, intelligence, and an ability to survive under conditions of minimal care. Since prehistoric times, these type of dogs have served people as hunting assistants and watchdogs. All these types of breeds are adaptable, but in certain parts of Europe they have become somewhat specialised, depending on their use and environment. Carsten sells his dogs for a price of 500 to 1,000 euros, but whatever price or background, these are really adorable looking puppies.
From a story about natural animal survivors to that of the remarkable ability of humans to survive in adverse conditions. Despite being dubbed the Ice Queen following a remarkable solo trip to the Antarctic, Fiona Thornewell said she was warmed by the reception she received upon arriving back on home soil. Her solo 700-mile journey took 423 days to complete on foot in temperatures as low as minus 50 degrees Celsius. Hers has been a difficult journey, but one she felt she had to make. Her first husband was killed in a road accident when she was only 25. This has spurred her on with an understanding of the precious nature of life. Fiona said she was thrilled and honoured to have received hundreds of letters of congratulations from fans, and even a congratulatory note from the Queen and Prince Charles. The highlight of the trip was, of course, when she reached her destination. Fiona, who will return to her day job as a recruitment consultant, says she hopes that her achievement will encourage others to follow their dreams. She plans to write a book about her experiences. This is a woman who has stepped outside the boundaries of day-to-day life and tested herself both physically and mentally. We can only admire her courage and verve.
We take the colours in our clothes for granted. The source for the distinctive look of clothes produced by Ford Barton is right on their doorstep. Along the country lanes and isolated farmsteads in this area of East Devon, the hedgerows provide the raw material. Once picked, the cuttings are treated to a process that dates back centuries. They're mixed with the fleece of the farm's Wensleydale sheep wool. Wool from the Wensleydale sheep has a special quality, soft and long and notable for the absence of rough fibres. The wool is combined with equally natural ingredients, the plant and vegetable dyes that the Holton family pick. They've tested just about every natural product, from tree bark to tea leaves. They want to find colours that won't fade the moment you wash them. The Holton family have been enterprising. Plucking up the courage, Sally Holton contacted the fashion designer Catherine Hamnett. The farm business found itself supplying not only dyes but making clothes for one of fashion's top brands. Commissions followed from other designers such as Paul Smith and Gucci, but they are determined to remain at their current level. One farm, one flock of sheep producing garments that their loyal customers value. This is partly due to the fact that it's a niche market, and people like the fact that there aren't many other people walking around in the same type of clothing. But it is also an environmental concern. They believe that they will grow and employ on a local level, but that if you get too big, you start creating pollution, which is not what they're about. So they are determined to stay small.
It must be something in the air in Devon. Following on from our previous story, another farm in Devon has plunged into the world of business in a new way. Would you like to have socks that fit like a glove, that is warm in winter and cools in summer, and, not least, can be worn for days on end without producing a nasty smell that repels your nearest and dearest? If so, a farm in Devon in southwest England is exactly what you want. East Devon is sheep farming country for the most part. But the owners of one farm here have carved out a special place for themselves in the business of producing socks. Take Angora goats, renowned for the quality of their wool, and a couple whose work experience includes being a vet in the Falklands and looking after goats for the Sultan of Oman, and you have a recipe for success. From the goats come mohair, a fibre famed for its silky texture and durability. Socks weren't the first garment the couple tried to make from this material. They started off making sweaters which weren't terribly successful, so they changed the sweaters into socks and found a niche which nobody else was filling. They started off making socks in 1993, just 10 years ago, and now sell in excess of 30,000 pairs of socks in a year. It's the special quality of mohair that has cornered a place in the sock market. The socks are long-lasting but blissfully comfortable to wear, according to the growing band of regular customers. The socks are very hard wearing. The fibre is resistant to abrasion. It's hard to cut it. The Corrimor sock empire is growing. Their products have been worn in the ascent of Everest, along the Great Wall of China, and in Arctic treks. The mohair fibre can also be worn for days on end without any nasty smell. The business concentrates on mail order and selected outlets. Theirs is a business that truly stands on its own feet.
Finally, a technological design that could help save lives. The video monitor shows cars driving down the road. Each is a designated target, its speed, distance and position clearly marked out, ready for a response. Imagery from the front of a bomb? No, the next generation of car gadgets. A system that more than anything else could help save the lives of the 3,000 people who die and 30,000 injured in car accidents around the world every year. Forget the quadraphonic stereo, the air conditioner or even the drinks cabinet. This could be the ultimate accessory for your vehicle. A system that automatically detects when you're about to leave your lane, when a car pulls out in front of you, or an unwitting pedestrian is about to step out in front of your wheels. Developed in Israel and unique in the world, the Mobile Eye system is designed to warn drivers of impending threats to them, their vehicle or pedestrians nearby. The company that makes it says that top vehicle manufacturers have signed contracts for the system and could be rolling it out on their cars in the coming few years. The system works by using highly sophisticated image recognition technology. A very small camera installed in the front of the car looks out at the road in front of the vehicle. The images are immediately analysed by a small onboard computer that is programmed to recognise the features of the road like other cars, road markings or people. Connected to an alarm system, it will warn any distracted or tired driver of an imminent threat. This system is a breakthrough. The market for this technology could be massive. Many countries are putting pressure on vehicle makers to drastically improve road safety. Now onto the environment and an important win for conservation. Police in India's southern Madras city seized 130 gold turtles from a wildlife smuggler at the international airport. The smuggler was carrying the turtles to Malaysia in an ordinary bag. A police official said the man was arrested on suspicion by security officials. On physically checking through the bags, they discovered the 130 gold turtles. The police officials are now in a quandary over the fate of the turtles. The animals are currently lying locked in a wooden box. Turtles are hunted for their shells and their meat, which are used to make combs, eyeglasses, frames, aphrodisiacs and curios. Some are just sold as illegal pets. Sea turtles are found in warm and temperate seas throughout the world. Adults of most species are found in shallow coastal waters, bays, lagoons and estuaries. Some also venture into the open sea.
From the environment to health, and according to a new report compiled by experts from 3 of Britain's respected medical authorities, the size and seriousness of the problem of obesity has been underestimated. The doctors and health experts in the working group compiled a report after recording what they describe as a terrifying increase of adult diseases in young children. The report concludes that children and adults are eating too much sugar and fat, while not being active enough to burn off the extra calories. They have called for a widespread public campaign to change sedentary lifestyles. They want to include action to restrict junk food in schools and provide more playgrounds and safe areas for children to exercise in. British doctors are also warning that obesity is not just a domestic problem but a growing global crisis with serious consequences for the health and productivity of communities around the world.
On to another report, and one that is entitled Smoking and Reproductive Life. It is the first to look specifically at the effects of tobacco smoke on conception, pregnancy and throughout reproductive life in men and women. As well as underlying current knowledge on the effects of smoking on the unborn child, such as the link between low birth rate caused by smoking and illness and death in infancy, the report presents new evidence that smoking may increase the risk of fetal malformation. The British Medical Association says that despite a general understanding of some of the health implications of smoking, the number of male and female smokers is on the increase. They are calling on global governments to implement a treaty made with the World Health Organization last year on reducing the number of smokers worldwide. Rates of smoking are increasing worldwide. The researchers are particularly concerned because smoking rates amongst women are going to treble in the next generation, and smoking rates in some developing countries are as high as 90%. The British Medical Association hopes the report's findings will raise the awareness of the dangers of smoking.
New Zealand's open roads and stunning landscapes are proving a big hit with these Rolls-Royce enthusiasts. They are now on the second leg of their global tour. Today is a short 200-kilometre drive from the thermal geyser city of Rotorua to the North Island Lake region. More than 100 Rolls-Royce enthusiasts are continuing a centennial celebration world tour in New Zealand. The teams, along with their vehicles ranging from vintage models to the latest production model, are celebrating 100 years of arguably Britain's most famous motorcar company. 50 Rolls-Royce cars, some built in the 1920s, are still going strong with no reports of any major breakdowns. These cars were built to last, and they were built for the ages. This tour, provided the engines are well maintained and the joints well oiled, will continue through New Zealand until mid-February. The next leg will be Australia, followed by Europe, and then a coast-to-coast drive across the United States. But no trip in New Zealand can be truly successful without the formal Maori greeting and welcome. For enthusiasts and spectators alike, this trip has already been well worth it. Once the public relations is over, it's back to the highway. It's a road trip of a lifetime.
Designer Carmen Mark Valvo was inspired by the power and sensuality of old Hollywood for his fall 2004 looks. He draws on the styles of iconic stars like Marlene Dietrich, Greta Garbo and Audrey Hepburn. Muted tweeds, plaids and delicate chiffons are interpreted into his creations, with plenty of black and whites in the collections. He states that he is designing for a woman of beauty, strength and confidence. Another important theme in Mark Valvo's collection is weaving, with plenty of textural twisting on bodices. There's also interwoven bias and bands and fabric ribbons caressing the body or trailing from shoulders or necklines. Mark Valvo is known for unique and unusual detailing and describes his design philosophy as evening wear that is modern and sensitive to comfort. Valvo's professional career began as a ready-to-wear designer for Nina Ricci in Paris and was followed by a stint at Christian Dior. Valvo then launched his own label in 1989. Mark Valvo's collections are usually so beautiful, and the resulting designs are known for indulging his clients' Cinderella fantasies of going to the ball, transforming herself for her own special event. Valvo is well versed in the art of designing glamorous, high-impact evening wear that are not necessarily going to break your budget. His collection has a reputation as a reliable resource for beautiful yet accessible evening wear. Celebrities such as Catherine Zeta-Jones, Lucy Liu, Vanessa Williams and Goldie Hawn are just a few of the women who have worn his stunning creations. He is an extraordinarily popular designer with his subtle and unforgettable creativity. Designer Behnaz Sarifpour showed off an old-world, glamour-filled collection for fall 2004. The silhouette is long and slinky with lots of satin and silk, evoking the glamour of a bygone era. Sarifpour says that her designs have the feeling of nostalgia and time passing without getting too antique-y. The look includes lots of long dresses and skirts, which made for a feminine yet sexy collection. Sarifpour's designs have all the qualities of inconspicuous chic, simple, elegant raincoats met syrupy satin sheaths. Sarifpour cut her teeth designing for Isaac Mishari. She broke out of the pack of young up-and-comers 2 seasons ago with a pronounced penchant for sweetness in her designs that caught the eye of retailers and customers alike. She has displayed her intuitive way of knowing when enough is enough, knowing when to allow the design to shine on its own without further embellishments. Calvin Klein showed his fall 2004 collection, not drifting far from the elegance and style he is well known for. Wash silks in dark rose, bronze and black dominated the collection, with fur and wool thrown in. Chiffon dresses and silk pants were prominent. The American designer delivered a collection that stayed true to his signature style. Considered by many to be the most prominent American fashion designer, Calvin Klein has conquered every facet of the design world. Sleek designs in solid classic tones that emphasize the body within excess and adornment are traded in for precise cuts and luxury fabrics, making him a celebrity staple. Julia Roberts, Helen Hunt and Jennifer Aniston as fans. Carmen Mark Valvo, Behnaz Sarifpour and Calvin Klein are all part of Fashion Week in New York. More than 100 designers showcased their collections.
The combat clothing and military wear that has influenced fashion through the ages has been on the catwalk in London. Dress to Kill, where couture meets combat, held at Britain's National Army Museum, explores how fashion has influenced army dress and how military designs have influenced British designers. From the 15th century to the present day, military design and dress has been a part of fashion. Many uniforms were based on contemporary styles. For each generation, they've provided an important link to the fashions of the day. Historians believe the military clothing has always made a fashion statement. Throughout history, men in military uniform have always looked the part, and their smart and well-turned-out appearance has been considered attractive to women. That's part of what's kept military style at the forefront of fashion. Today, many of the army styles of the past have been incorporated into fashion items by fashion designers. Camouflage colours have been used in comfortable footwear, and bomber jackets from World War II have been revamped for the must-have fashion accessory in today's market. On the streets of London you can find everything from the trench coat to camouflage colours. Combat trousers have become a part of everyday wear as military and street fashions continue their enduring relationship.
And now on to travel. And in the UK, London's Mayor Ken Livingstone launched a new guide, Accessing London, which gives inside information on the top 50 nominated venues that offer the best access to disabled visitors. It's been produced by Rough Guides, who believe there is a genuine need for it, with over 8.5 million disabled people in Britain alone. Amongst the places highlighted are the Royal Albert Hall, the Victoria and Albert Museum and the Science Museum, which all offer excellent access. To cover a range of disabilities, the guides have been made in a number of formats, including large print, braille and cassette. Disability campaigners feel the guide will ease their problems. In order to compile the guide, mystery shoppers were sent to various locations in London to access them. One, who went to 64 sites, says London offers the disabled better access than Europe. One mystery shopper stated that in London, 90% of the places he wanted to, he could get into. It's hoped the guide, which is free to those coming to the British capital, will attract more disabled visitors to London, boosting tourism because of the good access many major attractions now have.
In our final story, the internet is bringing students together. Through the wonders of internet technology, students from Goodwin Junior School in East London joined pupils thousands of miles away in Jamaica for a joint concert to launch the Global Gateway Education website. Developed by the British Council for the Department of Education and Skills, the website links schools in more than 18 countries throughout the world. This is allowing teachers and pupils to exchange information and ideas. Pupils from Goodwin Junior School joined British Education and Skills Secretary Charles Clark for a live internet chat with a classroom in Nigeria. These children come from a variety of ethnic backgrounds. The pupils represent 27 nations and 32 languages. For many pupils and teachers, the chance to link into a familiar language or culture has brought a new and exciting dimension to the classroom. Bringing countries and cultures together, the Global Gateway also gives schools a virtual online library access. Well, that's all we have time for today. We look forward to your company next week.